I know you've taken notes too, and I bookmark TikToks, and I literally this week I've bookmarked like 15 TikToks, and I highlighted points in books that I'm reading and stuff. Did I bring any of it? No.
I did put some notes together, and then I got my wife as well to text me some things to talk about.
My wife.
And then we got
We're going to
sued.
do that every time.
Every time.
Yeah.
It never gets old. It never gets old. But they're on my phone, which is now recording for our social media. So,
listen, we're a small-time operation, and we're just working it out as we go along.
Yeah.
So next time we record, we need to bring 2 tripods.
2 tripods.
And a secondary device with our notes on it.
Yes.
Which I did actually bring this time, but I haven't transferred. I brought my iPad.
Yeah.
Because I'm a boomer.
Dad's in the den with his iPad again.
I'm starting to lean into this shit. I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
You
You're
know
just
what I
going to
mean?
fully embrace boomer culture.
Yeah. I'm going to start taking my iPad around with me everywhere.
Oh, God. You're going to play Candy Crush on your iPad on the train?
The last time I went to a gig was Paul McCartney. I keep buying. Can I tell you about a weird thing?
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's autism or just what it is.
Okay.
The last 2 weeks, I've had tickets to Ben Folds. Yes, this is just going to be like super boomer.
No,
I
love Ben Folds.
I had tickets to Ben Folds and to Pulp.
Yeah.
And I didn't go to either show.
Why?
Because the idea of everything around it filled me with so much dread and anxiety that I just couldn't. Like I had decided by like the day before, I'm not going to that.
Okay.
And this happens to me a lot. It happened with the Arctic Monkeys. The Arctic Monkeys I wanted to desperately see, so much so that I had caught the train into the city.
Yeah.
And then I saw a whole bunch of people walking towards the music bowl with the monkeys were playing. And I freaked out. I had like this complete anxiety attack, and I went and watched the movie. I don't even remember what the movie was. Well, it was something atrocious, and I didn't see the Arctic Monkeys.
Well, I have seen the Arctic Monkeys several times, and you did miss out, and I'm sad that is what happened to you. But it actually, no, this is great because
I thought we were meant to be building a supportive environment.
We are building a supportive environment
for our crew.
Yeah, we are building a supportive.
That's what we're calling our listeners, our crew.
Our crew. I can't do that. You should have
come up
texted
with
me
a better name
before either Pulp or Ben Folds, and I would have helped guide you to those shows. Because you got to get out there. But actually, this ties in quite well to something that Chelsea asked me about because she wanted me to ask you about it. Mm-hmm. Do you have trouble with like booking scans and like extra health bits?
I'm getting worse and worse with medical stuff as I get older. I used to be, probably to the point of like what's the word when you're a hypochondriac?
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah.
And I'm still a hypochondriac, but I somehow talk myself down off the ledge and I just don't go.
Well, because Chelsea...
I just don't go to the doctor. And to the point where, like, I have become a quintessential middle-aged straight man where my wife and mum are nagging me to get a general checkup. You know, it's dumb. And I pride myself on, you know, anyone who's met me be like, well, I am super smart. I'm so smart, blah, 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 blah. Like, it's all I fucking talk about.
Yeah.
And I do the dumbest shit.
It's not dumb.
It is dumb.
No, it's not dumb because Chelsea genuinely read an article last night because she has to go get a scan because she's got bursitis in her hip.
Oh, no.
Anyway, for anyone listening at home, my wife has more chronic pain conditions.
No.
No, it's fine. Like, she's fine. Babe, don't listen to this part where I say that you're fine when you're clearly not. But she's really struggling with like booking and going to all of the scans she needs to get. And so she read an article that said that it's quite an autistic trait to struggle with going to like medical scans because it's such an overwhelming experience of like you have to take in a lot of information, you have to deal with sensory stuff of people touching you and like ultrasound gel, but even like doctors touching you with latex gloves. I hate latex gloves.
Me too.
But like we talked about the dentist the other day.
Yeah,
it's a very similar thing. It's a very you have to take in a lot. It's very sensory overwhelm of a situation. And so it does, I think, make more hesitance, which would explain as well missing gigs.
Yeah, well, I think there's that where it's like, because especially a lot of these things are after work. I mean, the Pulp show was on a Tuesday night.
And On a Tuesday?
Yeah, it's just like
Oh, no.
know your
Yeah,
audience.
the middle-aged
Jarvis,
dads could not deal with pulp on a Tuesday night and then
well,
work
a whole
on a
bunch of
Wednesday.
my friends went; they were fine. But I just the idea of having to do that after already being in an office for 8 hours, and I could have done it, and I probably would have enjoyed it in the moment.
Yeah.
And I love Jarvis Cocker, I love pulp, and I would have gone with friends who we have a lot of memories around that band and stuff. But and it would have been good to see them. And I know it comes across as like I'm snobbing them or whatever.
Yeah.
But I know now that I will be fucked. So that's a Tuesday. I
Yeah.
won't recover until the weekend. And then this weekend, I don't have a weekend. Because I worked yesterday. It's public holiday tomorrow, but I'm working as well. And then, not that this is work, but I'm essentially working today also.
No, I described this as work to you the other day because it is, as much as it's not because I'm doing something that I love with someone that I love and we're having a fun time.
Yeah.
It's also like we have to sit here, there's lights on, there's a camera pointing at us that I'm like actively trying to pretend isn't there. And like trying to, hi, everybody at home. Trying to make this feel normal, but there's like microphones in front of us and we're in a place that we don't know very well. This is only our second time in this studio. Like there's a lot of different, you got to like throw in all these different bits at you. Like,
yeah. Speaking of, I'm just going to do something very autistic in the middle of the podcast on film, just so everyone can see how autistic I actually am because I can't handle this. Just give me one sec. You vamp.
Oh, vamp. I don't really know how to do that. I'm going to regret singing so much. Oh, the other door was open. No one can tell. Whoop. Okay. The other door is closed now. Damian has closed the other door. We also like didn't set up the air in advance. We like didn't pump the AC or anything, which I feel fine about. I'm not too warm. Are you too warm? Are you all right? Are you comfortable?
No, I think I'm fine.
Okay, good. That's
You have to have the microphone one hand span away from
your face.
mouth.
Otherwise,
I
if you
freaked out about the last couple of episodes and the plosives. Listen, we've got specky listeners. They're going to notice stuff like this, so I apologize for the P's and T's and S's. We're learning mic technique and stuff as we go.
Yeah, like we're making this up. Like we're not making it up, but we're making it up.
We are making it up.
Yeah, we're making it up.
Yeah, we're making it up as we go along. So, well, that makes me feel a little bit better. I know it's autism, or it's like anxiety, and then I just use autism as an excuse. But the idea of like, so you finish at 3:30. I just want to go in this a bit of detail because I think there would be plenty of autistic people who've had this experience and then think that they're just like wrong, or being arseholes, or so I finished work at 3 that day. So the pulp gig, I would have finished at 3. The gig doesn't start till 7. Like doors aren't till like 6:30.
Yeah, that's like
so that's 3.5 hours of just wandering around the city. And when I was a drinker, I would be like, great, I'll just go to a bar for 3.5 hours. But then, anyway. And then there's the awkwardness of like just standing around in a space on your own until your friends get there.
Yeah.
But then even just like the small talk of seeing your friends and stuff and the awkwardness of trying to talk to people while a gig's happening.
Yeah.
Plus all the sensory stuff of like, here's 20,000 people or 15,000 people, whatever it is, 10,000. I don't know how much the music bowl
What venue?
holds.
Oh, the music bowl? Oh, that's many people.
Yeah, right? 10?
Probably more. You on the hill?
Yeah, I was just on the hill.
Yeah. For listeners at home, I'm just going to quickly let them know that we're talking about the Sydney Myer Music Bowl, which is a very beautiful outdoor venue in Melbourne for live music and other things. They host carols by candlelight there every year. I recently saw Hosier at the Music Bowl. I'm saying
going
recently,
to
it was
see,
like a year ago.
This Friday, I'm meant to be going to see John Farnham's band.
Oh, you have to go for Farnsey.
At a thing. Well, the problem is I'm working till 7.
What time does it start?
Like 7:30?
That's probably better. Come work from the office.
I can't. I'm not allowed to.
No, you are allowed to work from level 1. So you can work with us until 5:30 and then just go upstairs for an hour and a half.
Oh.
This is just a little bit of just a work chat.
Yeah. But anyway,
Office
the idea of all of that, even just this is stressing me out. Like the idea of like, oh, well, I bought these tickets for Cal and it's her birthday and I want to take her, but I'm working till 7. you know.
Yeah, it's a lot of like competing things to have to manage. And then also the competing sensory details of being in that circumstance.
Yeah.
Of like loud music, loud lights, lots of people, lots and lots of people, which for me is like a big bleh. I hate big crowds.
And then now living in Werribee, for the most part with this stuff, driving to and from.
Yeah, and again, for those listening from places that aren't Melbourne, Werribee to the city is like an hour drive, probably 40 minutes maybe.
It should be 35 minutes.
It should be 35 minutes.
But it never is. It's an hour, hour and a half.
Yeah.
And there are certain parts, I'm sure this is the same in any major city, but for some reason the thoroughfare out to Werribee and from Werribee into Melbourne is the Thunderdome. It's just always... People are super aggressive. People don't drive well. There's trucks. There's industrial areas all along the whole thing. So you're competing with trucks the whole time and stuff. And like, I'm sure to a neurotypical, they would just be like, "Oh, fuck, dude." Like, but it's not me being finicky. It's not me being like, "Oh, well, I'd prefer it if there were no other cars on the road." Like, I just it drains me.
Yeah.
It just completely drains me. And I know that if I go and do this stuff like even one day now, in the past it used to be 2 or 3 days in a row, but even just doing back-to-back things like work and then a gig, I know I'm going to be completely depleted. I'm going to be grumpy. I'm going to be like, it's essentially like feeling hungover, but you haven't had the fun of drinking.
Yeah.
And you get down on yourself and you're having negative thoughts, which is another thing I'd like to talk about at some point on one of the episodes we record today is negative talk, because we kind of touched on it last time and I think it's something that we should talk about more because
Definitely.
me and Cal were anyway, we'll get to that. But me and Cal were talking about it last night and it just,
I should have brought a packet of cigarettes. I'm out of cigarettes. I only have my vape. I feel like if I'm going to start talking about negative self-talk, I need like darts.
Sorry,
I need darts.
yeah.
No, it's fine. I'm fine.
But yeah, so I just wanted to kind of outlay that of like, if you're going through the same stuff or you're doing the same stuff and you feel like you're a weirdo, because the other thing that happens as well, and people don't necessarily mean this, and I think they do it because they miss you or they want you there or whatever, but then if you don't go, because I was like, I'll just ghost, because we organized the tickets so long ago, no one will remember that I said that I'd bought a ticket and the other guys will be there and it'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they'd all bought tickets before I'd bought a ticket anyway. And so they had planned to buy, they'd all bought tickets together and then afterwards were like, oh, maybe Damo will want to come. And I was like, yeah, I'll come, I'll buy a ticket. So I was like, oh, they won't even remember this was a conversation that happened 8 months ago.
Yeah.
And I got home and like just, I'm at the point now where like I want my phone as far away from me as possible. I don't like my phone anymore.
Yeah.
I have a really horrible relationship with it.
I could go into like some more conversation on that.
It brings me podcasts. That's the only thing I like about it.
Yeah.
Everything else about the phone is just an anxiety window. It's just a small little anxiety box that lives in my house and I fucking hate it. So I try not to look at it at home now as much as I can. And I went to I hadn't looked at it and then I jumped into bed because I had to work early the next morning. That's the other thing as well, is I had a 4:30 start.
Oh, that's
the next day.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah,
that's
right?
a lot.
And I checked my phone to like put the alarm on, and there were like messages from my mates going, "Are you coming? Are you here?"
Yeah,
I didn't even,
sucks,
and I honestly didn't even. And I'm not having to go at them. Like, they would expect me to be there because I said I bought a ticket.
Yeah.
But I didn't even think about that. And then I like felt, so then I had this whole other wave of anxiety because in my head, all this other stuff is going on of like, oh, this is how I feel and I'm protecting myself and I'm looking after myself and blah, 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 blah. But then those guys are like, oh, Damian said he was going to come. So then I'm imagining them being like, oh, does he not like us anymore? Like he just doesn't show up and he doesn't say anything. But then I also don't want to have to go through the conversation of like, because then I feel like people are like, ugh, when you're like, hey, I work today, I got to work at 4:30 tomorrow, I'm on the verge of autistic burnout.
Yeah.
I think the minute you say terms like that, 75% of NTs just roll their eyes and.
Well, okay. So
maybe I'm wrong. Maybe people are a lot more forgiving than I think they would be, but I don't know.
I've got a few things to say on this. The first is that people are more forgiving than you think they're going to be. I was meant to go to a show on Friday night and couldn't because Chelsea was just not up to it. I mean, she's physically just not able to at the moment. So I stayed home to be with her. And my darling best friend, Mon, was the most understanding person alive. Like, because people who love you care about you and they care about what your ability to do things like they care about if you can't be somewhere, they care about why and they want to support you through that. But they also I'm so glad that this is on video. Sorry, for the people who are just listening to the audio only version of this podcast, Damian is repeatedly putting his hand between his mouth and the microphone just to confirm the distance. I've done it once. So I think we get the difference there in the diagnoses and like the numbers in the RADs that make the difference, right? Because you're like 80 points higher than me. So like we both are on the spectrum, but you have a little bit more of that than I do. And you can see that.
Super specky.
Super specky.
Also means I could do long division in my head in like 3 seconds.
Can you? Because I can't do math full stop.
Yes, especially when it comes to money.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's
well,
good.
when you combine Scottish blood and Jewish blood. I can say that. My grandma's Jewish.
Wrong one.
What?
I don't know if that worked because it didn't make a noise.
Well, she was Jewish.
Anyway, so people care about you and they care about your ability to go to things and to be in places, but also people want to help create a safe environment for you. So like if I take Chelsea out to a show, we went to see a Sheeran a couple of weeks ago, right before we recorded a couple of episodes of the pod. And I was able to make that a safe space for her. People want to be able to create that for you so that you can get out and enjoy things. And there are workarounds. You just have to find the ones that work for you. Not like workarounds, but things that you can do to help make it less of an exhausting experience.
I'd prefer a reach around, but a workaround sounds great.
This is
I'm working real blue today.
This is real blokey. Like we talked about how our friendship is blokey on the last episode. Today has been the microphone looks like a dick.
Just because I had it.
Again, it's on video, so this is
because I had to move it like that.
Yeah, so it's real phallic. It's a phallic episode.
It would have only been more phallic if I had done that.
Oh, Jesus. I like this.
All
so
right,
this
sorry.
episode's the phallic episode.
Yeah. I mean, we thought we were going to get cancelled for episode 3. Episode 5 might be. I've already mentioned all of Cal's famous friends and then I'm talking about the mic as a penis and my Jewish nana. I even just saying the words Jewish nana might be enough to put you on an ASIO list in 2026.
Truly. Fuck, this country is a hellhole. But we're not getting into politics.
I mean...
it's depressing and upsetting.
No, I don't want to talk about politics unless it's related to...
Mental health, yeah. And neurodivergency. But
we kind of said we would go off into tangents and stuff as well.
Yeah, I mean, we have.
All I was going to say briefly on the back of telling that story, is there is a lot going on.
There is,
we're pretty lucky that we live in a country that is relatively out of the way at the moment, but it doesn't make it any less stressful. Any less stressful, or just don't underestimate how much of an effect illegal invasions into Iran can have on your mental health, or even just like, I don't understand how people watch mainstream news, and even outside of my pinko lefto commie attitude towards all of it. It's just so fucking negative. It's so negative, right? It's like, why tonight? Everyone in Melbourne got murdered. Why you'll never own a home, and why your football team shit. Like there's never any right. There's never any good. Positive.
I will say
news ever.
I have a very beautiful sheltered existence where I don't watch regular television. So I cut
the cord a long time ago.
Yeah,
I was watching the ABC for a bit, and even that, Like, because I grew up in a house where it was like the ABC is.
Me too. I grew up with ABC
You know,
News.
it's Auntie. You can trust Auntie.
Yeah.
And I would trust the ABC a fuckload more than I would trust anything else in Australia. But even that breakfast news show, it's
News
just
24
like,
breakfast used to be really good. During the pandemic, I think I lived through that breakfast show. It was like watch the news until maybe like
pandemic was the breaking point for me. With
Really?
all, I read. God, we get on another list here. When I wake up in the morning, I read Al Jazeera.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah,
Right, because
Al Jazeera is good news.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not good news.
no, it's not.
Well communicated news.
Yeah, and you can't accuse Al Jazeera of being this like lefty rag because during the week there was an opinion piece in there about why Donald Trump's economic policy might not be as bad as everybody said it. So like,
Yeah.
they're not. But for the most part, they do actual reporting. And then I read Dropsite News, which is an indie US news site, and then that's it. That's all I've got now as far as it. There's nowhere in Australia that I go to for news. Like, I don't have a news outlet in Australia that I trust. But I basically, the pandemic, I just couldn't handle. The Dan Andrews press conferences, and like I'm a fan of Dan, and a good mate of mine worked in his office and stuff, and so like I'm not one of those like,
Shout out
Dan Andrews. Like I'm not one of those.
Shout out Daddy Dan if you're listening. Love
Right.
your work.
Yeah, I thought he was a good premier and did a good job in difficult circumstances, but I just couldn't handle the news. Because that's all anyone had to talk about was the press conferences, the lockdowns. That I just completely disconnected.
See, I had this really beautiful routine, right, where it was like, okay, so watch the Dan Andrews press conference, probably watch Gladys's press conference, load up Animal Crossing, live on the couch. That was it.
God, I'd completely forgotten she existed. The bin chicken, Gladys bin chicken.
Gladys bin chicken. It was a great time.
I feel like we end up talking about this every episode.
Yeah.
I would yearn for a lockdown.
Yeah.
Yearn for lockdown. This is my favorite John Farnham song. I just loved it so much when I think about it.
It was a very...
Maybe it was because I was smoking then as well.
Oh, yeah. I smoked a lot.
I smoked a lot during lockdown.
I smoked a lot. I watched a lot of trash.
Yeah, I caught up on stuff that I hadn't watched before. So I watched The US Office for the first time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was quite snobby towards it. I was like, it's not the real Office, fuck America. Blah, blah, blah.
Well, I've only seen a little bit of it because it's not the real Office, fuck America. Blah, blah, blah.
It's pretty good. The first
It's
season
not bad, yeah.
is bad. And then once they sort of hit their own stride and work out their own thing, it's fun.
Yeah.
Kelly watches it ad nauseum. Like it is.
That's I have several shows like that.
Yeah, so she just watches. It's that for Kel. It's that The Sopranos, which I can't. I hate The Sopranos. I know it's a very unpopular opinion, but I can't.
I've never seen it, so you're fine with me.
I just don't. I don't like mafia shit. This is going to sound weirdly right wing.
Okay.
For
Pop
someone
off.
who's so lefty, but I don't want to see criminals. I don't know. There was this weird. I could talk about The Sopranos. There's so many things I want to say. I can't get any of them out.
Okay, that's okay.
I don't think it gets talked about like it's the best TV show of all time. It absolutely is not.
No.
If the writer was so good, how come he's never written anything else? He had never written anything before The Sopranos. He hasn't written anything else. The only time he came back was to make the movie, which was universally fucking hated.
Mm-hmm.
If the acting's so good, how come no one on the show has done anything else? Right?
Yeah.
Like, James Gandolfini did bits and pieces, but everybody else who was on the show hasn't done fucking shit.
I've never seen it, so I genuinely have no idea what the writing was like. I don't know who the cast was. I don't know anything about it. So this is great.
People who love The Sopranos are going to hate me forever. Like, we might lose listeners because of what I'm saying.
Okay,
right now.
could you stop then?
Well,
I like our
but
listeners.
I can't help myself.
Okay, so Damian's had enough now. Damian's had enough. We're gonna mute Damian's mic.
Everyone
okay.
talks about it being
Hang
the
on,
funniest
he's
show of
on
all
Channel
time.
3, and that mutes Damian right on out. So Yeah, so we've muted we've muted Damian out. So I personally love if the stuff that people should love the stuff that they love, and we should not insult the Sopranos
I'm being
anymore.
Silenced. This is crazy.
I've turned you back on now. You can have microphone again.
Yeah, so people talk about it being the most funniest show of all time. No, I've been cut off again.
So this is a really good bit. I actually really love this bit. This is really great.
This bit.
No, you hate this bit?
Hey, we're wearing the same shoes.
Oh, almost.
Look at that. Anyway, I just don't think it's that. I also have a problem. I'm pretty sure this is 1,000% an autistic thing.
Yeah.
I can't have other people tell me what's good.
Oh, yeah, no, okay, I understand
So that's
that.
probably a lot of what it is with The Sopranos, is that the whole world is like, this is the greatest TV show ever made. And I'm like, no, it's not. Mm-hmm. But there's a visceral reaction to me when people tell me stuff like that. Like, so The Strokes, which is now absolutely one of my favorite bands of all time.
They're a great band.
When their first album dropped, every fucking hipster in Melbourne was like, Damo, if there's any band on earth that you're going to love, it's these guys. They're super cool, they're harmonic, but there's like a post-punk thing to it. And like they sound super lazy, but they put a lot of effort into it. And it just sounds like New York on vinyl. I think you'd love it. And I was like, fuck you and fuck the Strokes.
Is that first record the one with Last Night on it?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't believe you tried to poo-poo that album.
Well, I just ignored it. And I think there was an element of me trying to be uber hip.
Yeah.
It's like, well, the hip kids love the Strokes, so I'm going to be even more hip than them by saying the Strokes suck.
Okay.
And then I heard one song somewhere, I can't remember where, and I was like, oh, actually, that's pretty good. And then I remember getting paid. I went to JB, bought the album on CD. I'm like, I'm just going to buy it and listen to it. And I was waiting for my mate Danielle, who worked at the lounge at the time, and I put it in my CD Walkman.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Right. I mean, it's 2001.
Jesus.
Come on, guys.
I can't believe that lounge was a thing. And then I went there for like dinners on Monday nights when they did $10 jugs and $10 meals on Monday nights.
Too.
Yeah, but that was like genuinely like maybe 10 years later.
Yeah,
2011. Yeah, 10 years later.
It would have been. And from the first second of listening to that album, I was like, this is the best album of all time. I love this band. But by that point, it was like a year, like 12, 14 months later, no one was talking about it. So it was okay because in my brain, because everyone had moved on. So now I was being cool because I was coming to it on my own.
Okay, so what I'm hearing, and maybe this is an ADHD thing, maybe it's just Kelly and I are really cool. We're not afraid to embrace cringe.
Yeah, I mean, I like pro wrestling.
Yeah, but I feel like
I'm wearing a Tony Storm shirt right now.
Yeah, but embracing
available
cringe.
At AEW shop.
Okay, we are not sponsored by AEW, and until we are, we will not plug where you can buy their merchandise.
AEW.com.
Okay.
/shop.
Sure, why not? It's not fine. Just do an ad read for AEW. Why not?
They're anti-ice. They've got gay competitors, trans competitors.
I love all of those things. I genuinely do. But, you know, we're not getting paid.
No, we're not. But maybe if I do it for free, they'll...
okay. And then they'll get on board and then we will get paid.
Yeah.
Okay, I can vibe with that.
Tony, if you're watching...
Oh, I mean, to be fair, yeah, Tony, if you're watching... my number is 04 bleep 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 bleep.
04. It's a weird phone number. AJ had to get her own special phone number from Vodafone.
It's a special one.
It costs her like an extra $1,000 a week just to have the phone number.
But it means that if you go 04 bleep 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 bleep, hello,
here I am. Tony Storm can call you.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's the Tony Storm number. It's for her and her alone. I think you need to be more okay with embracing cringe. I want to tell you about how I get my news, right? Because I refuse now to read the news. I will not interact with the news at all. I do not need to know what's going on in the world. And then when I get home from work, my wife says to me, "Can I tell you about the horrors?" And then she'll tell me all the news. Right. And that's how I now get my news. And it's the most protected way I've ever lived through, like what is genuine global collapse is my wife is like, "Can I tell you about the horrors?" "Yeah, baby. Yeah, you can." And then I sit there and my very sweet wife tells me about all the awful things that are happening in the world.
I have an addiction to what I said about only reading those two news sites, that's bullshit because
Yeah, of course you actually read more news because you have to be fueled by anger somehow.
Well, that's just there.
Yeah, the
This
rage.
is a full fuel tank.
We should talk more about rage. Is that an autistic thing? Because my wife is full of rage.
Yeah, I think despite all our rage, we're just rats locked in a cage.
I know that's lyrics. What song is that?
This is for a Bullet with Butterfly Wings by the Smashing Pumpkins.
Thank you.
Yeah. I think so. I promised myself I wouldn't talk about my dad on this podcast ever again because he's not here and I can't speak for him. But there's definitely in our family, and anyone who knows our family knows that there is an anger.
Yeah.
And it's like most of us are quite placid.
Yeah.
But then something will happen and people will see the rage and people will be like, oh, fuck.
Well, I get it for it's like, what do they call it? That where you really want justice and for things to be equal.
Like justice sensitivity.
Yeah, I get that. I think
yeah.
that's a lot of where Chelsea's rage comes from like if someone breaks the road rules, she gets so angry. You know, when you're coming down like Smith Street, if you're coming from around onto Smith Street and then crossing over Alexandra Parade towards the city, how there's like a bit where it's blocked off for the trams.
Yeah.
Well, cars use it all the time to go down and like push in front of other cars as they go across Alexandra Parade. And I watched someone do this once and my wife genuinely punched the window next to her face. Not our windscreen, the window on her door, but she punched it because she had so much rage that someone was doing it. She didn't know what to do. I was like, I've literally never seen you react like this. Let's never drive this way again. Because that just like rage of people not doing the right thing and just being very sensitive to it.
Yeah. Well, it's a real problem for me.
Yeah, tell me more.
It's something that I've been dealing with my whole life.
If you want to tell me more, sorry.
No, I've got a story from yesterday.
Okay.
Almost every day there's a story of like, and then this guy, that's why I think Larry David's autistic because all of Curb Your Enthusiasm is literally him just telling autistic stories about how he was right and the other person was in the wrong. And he's probably correct.
Yeah.
But then his reaction's so big that everybody thinks, oh, what a psycho. That's crazy. But what that show is literally just an autistic man reacting to the world around him. But neurotypicals are like, oh my God, Larry David, what a crazy person he is. But the reality is that for autistic people, it's basically how you feel all the time, where you just literally like, what the fuck? So yesterday I was walking Jim Bob, the original gangster, the most famous dog in Australia. He's been on every show in Australian TV history.
He's a really cute, is he Jack Russell, Foxy?
Yeah, he's a Fox Terrier. We think Chihuahua cross. So but there's definitely a bit of Foxy in there.
Yeah,
he's just gorgeous.
He's real little and real sweet.
He looks like a real life Bluey.
No, Bluey is a cattle dog.
Nah, he looks like Bluey. And,
Bluey is a genuine cattle dog.
Nah, he looks like
he's Blue Healer. That's why his name is Bluey.
Anyway, Jim has been on Rosehaven. He's been on Have You Been Paying Attention?
Has he actually?
Yeah, he's been on. Has he been on Rosehaven? He was on. Maybe he wasn't Rosehaven.
Was he on the dog park?
No.
He didn't get in the dog
park? He got snubbed for dog
Celia.
park. But he was on.
You're his father.
Utopia. You know the ABC show Utopia about the public service. He was on that as
Definitely,
well.
yeah.
It's great. It's actually super funny. It's the guys who made The Castle.
Oh, okay.
Made the show. It's awesome. Yeah, he's the most famous person in our house.
I didn't know that. I genuinely had no idea that Jim Bob was so famous.
So I was walking Jim on the Royal Walk yesterday, and there's a walk that we like to go on. Jim likes to go on. And it's just this loop, basically. It's like we go out and around and then back down. We've been in Werribee for a year now. And so like every Saturday morning, so 52 times we've done this walk.
Yeah.
And there's never been any issue. And yesterday we stopped and Jim was literally just sniffing around. Little dogs all dogs love sniffing, but little dogs in particular, they love sniffing, you know? So anytime he stops to sniff, I just stop. And in Werribee, there's still streets where there's no footpath.
Yeah, which is wild. Always, every time.
Right. Like
most of Queensland's like that. It throws me off every time I'm there.
It gives you a pretty good idea of the socioeconomic, apparatus that's going on in the area if there's no fucking footpaths. Anyway, I only say that to give you an idea of the confrontation that happens next. So I'm standing where I would think a footpath would be, and Jim's like, and this little feral fuck comes out of his house, right?
Yeah.
He's dressed in black skinny jeans, probably about 60.
Oh, it's a human. I thought this was going to be another dog.
No. If it was another dog, I wouldn't react like this because dogs are dogs. Dogs are dogging,
Dogs be dogging.
I just would have picked up Jim. I would have been a proper like Paris Hilton, just picked up Jim. Be like, oh, get this dog away from my dog. This human comes out.
Yeah.
Right? And he's like, I couldn't hear what he was saying because I had headphones on because I'm autistic. So I take the headphones off, and at first I haven't realized that he's being aggressive. So I'm like, sorry? And he goes, you fucking dog better not be fucking pissing on my garden again. I was like, what? He's like, you fucking little fucking dog. He comes over, he fucking pisses on my fucking garden all the time. And I was like, no, he's just sniffing on the ground. He's like, I've fucking seen you guys before. And at that point, the red mist descended because I'm like, I'm just standing here. I'm walking my dog. I'm so anal about picking up the dog's poos, making sure they don't go into people's front yard. Kelly doesn't give a fuck. She'll walk up to people's front doors, let Jim piss on the door, walk it. She doesn't care. She'll walk into people's houses, let Jim do a dump in their lounge room, walk out. But because I'm autistic, I'm anal about this shit. These are the rules. This is where the property. So I know I haven't done anything wrong. And this guy's just, I don't know if he's trying to swing his dick around or he hates dogs or the fact that I'm like wearing expensive headphones, have a coffee in my hand, and he sees me as new Werribee and he's old Werribee, so fuck you or whatever. And I just lost it. I was just like, he gets halfway through that sentence and I was like, fuck off. And he was like, it's my fucking house. And I'm like, this is not your house, dickhead.
Is public property.
I'm like, is this how you get off? Is this how you get your fucking jollies? Is to storm out of your house at 7 a.m. on a Saturday fucking morning to yell at a tiny little fucking dog? Like, you're a fucking dickhead. Fuck off. And he was like, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? And I was like, well, why don't you come over here and I'll show you.
Oh, Jesus.
Right? And I know as this is happening, I'm like, this shouldn't be happening.
No,
I should have just walked off. But I couldn't. I wasn't going to let this guy just come out, be aggressive. You know what I mean? I'm not going to let you bully me. I'm not going to let you, whatever the fuck is going on here, right? I'm not going to like, why should I have to let this go when I know you're in the wrong?
Yeah.
Now, listen, while I'm telling this story, I've come to terms with the fact of like, I should have been the adult. I should have just walked away. I shouldn't have said anything. But my poor little guy is just sniffing around, and then you guys come out. Like, it's not even your house. If I was standing on your doorway and Jim was just like on the door, you know, and you're like, hey, man, please don't let your dog piss on my house. And I was like, fuck you. Then
that's
you'd
different.
have
but like, you're on the sidewalk and Jim's just sniffing. Can I ask, was there a part of your life where things like that, where someone, you know, would have a go at you for whatever, you just let them kind of win and just let it go?
Oh, when I was a kid.
Right.
Yeah, because Dad would lose it.
Yeah.
And he was my dad and I was a little kid. So I just copped it, right? Because Dad was big and scary, especially when he was angry.
Yeah.
So you'd just be like, oh, okay. But Mum, not to throw Dad under the bus, poor Mum and Dad, they're just they're just such nice old people now. They're just copping their son airing all this dirty laundry.
No, but they did the absolute.
They would get angry and I was a little kid, so I wouldn't, you know.
Let's say this, because I had this conversation with my wife yesterday. Our parents did the absolute best job that they knew how to do.
Yeah.
Like, there's so much context of, like, if you look at how my mum parented me through the eyes of someone being parented in 2026, I'm sure you'd be horrified. But in 1994, it was a great time, and I love my mum.
Yeah. And I'm just saying, I think that would be true of anybody with their parents.
Absolutely.
Of like if their parents were angry with you for whatever reason, you weren't going to stick up for yourself because you're the kid, they're the parent, so there's that power dynamic. But it definitely stayed with me because there were times where Dad would get angry where I felt like it was completely unjustified.
Yeah.
And so I suppose when that happens now, I completely rail against it. And this guy, of course, was a pussy and walked back into his house. The minute I was like, all right, let's throw hands.
Yeah.
He was like, also to be fair, he was about 5 foot and about 80 kilos. So like if there was anyone that I could maybe take in a fight in Australia, it was this weird little nerd. Not that I like fighting. And then the thing is, AJ, I want to get to the end of this story because hopefully it paints me in a better light than the rest of the story.
Go on.
I felt like I was protecting Jim and myself.
Well,
Like, you just came out of nowhere and started yelling at me. So fuck you. I'm not.
Yeah.
And I feel like in society at the moment, too much these people get their own way and everyone else just puts up with it.
Yeah.
I think there needs to be a little bit of social policing when someone acts like a dickhead.
We tell them they've been a dickhead.
Yes. So there was a part of that with me.
Yeah, definitely.
There's people that we've had in our lives who have been like that and we probably haven't stood up to them as much as we would have liked. And so that flashed into my head. Anyway, he went off and then I walked off and then I came back again, like stood out the front of his house. I was so angry.
Yeah.
I was so angry. I wanted this guy to come out and confront me.
Yeah.
It's like, well, listen, you came out hot, man. You want this, Let's make it up. Come on. And of course, he was a pussy. He was standing there in his lounge room staring at me or whatever. He's probably called the cops and sent through video footage of me with my coffee and holding my tiny little dog. Okay, you man. Okay, yeah. It's like, oh, this guy's more of a psycho than I am. And then it's like a 2-minute walk to my house. And the minute I got through the door, I started telling Kelly this story. I felt so embarrassed.
Yeah.
And so much shame. And I overreacted. But I can't stop it. It starts here in the pit of my stomach and it just erupts through my whole body. And I worry about it because it's so hard to try and get a hold of Frankenstein's monster, and like get it back in there. And now that I've got the diagnosis, it's like, oh, well, it's autistic meltdown. Like it's there's the justice sensitivity, there's autistic meltdowns, all that stuff. But if anyone has any ways of helping me work on it, it would be great because
that would be,
I would prefer to not have it in my life. It is a useful tool to have in the tool bag for like break glass in case of an emergency. But
you don't want that to be your automatic reaction.
This was not it. But I will say I do have a history of going mental at people about dog interactions.
Well, I will say, if there is a listener out there who has a golden retriever called Ghost that bullied the fuck out of my dog at the dog park, it's possible, Damo, that I had the same reaction that you had with that man, except I had it in a public place to this guy's face, and he was out with his girlfriend. It happened twice at 2 different dog parks. I swear to God, this dog was stalking my dog. And then this dog would come at my dog and be like, let's play. And then dog dad comes over and is like, don't let my precious golden retriever interact with your American Staffy because it's violent. Like she's fucking running around the off-leash area having the time of her life. I have the world's most innocent, loving dog. She's just big. And she doesn't necessarily know her size, but she's big and she doesn't hurt anyone ever. But I got in this guy's face. Yeah. I terrified Chelsea. And then we stopped going to the dog park because it ruined it. We moved dog parks. He was at the new dog park, which we'd gone from North Melbourne to Spotswood. We could not have been more of a difference in where our dog parks then were. And then it was like, well, we're just not going to go to the dog park anymore because I got too big of a reaction. I got too big defending my dog. My dog, she can't defend herself. You want to have a go at her. She has no ability to.
On your side.
I know. She's no ability to defend herself. She's just a little
also,
baby.
it's a fucking dog park. So if you don't want your dog to interact with dogs, don't take it to a dog park.
Exactly.
Dickhead.
Yeah. is the American Staffy so scary. All the other dogs are fine, but the Staff, scary.
Well, that was the thing with this fuckhead yesterday. Like, you don't. I felt look, if I want to get super, because I thought about it all day yesterday because it stressed me out and stuff.
Yeah.
There's a real vibe in Werribee at the moment of like the old, I'm going to call them white nationalists who live in Werribee, don't like the changing face of Werribee.
Yeah.
And I think, judging by the way this guy was dressed, his hair, the truck that he had in his driveway, is very much part of that crew. And I represented
New Werribee.
New.
Yeah.
You know, of like younger people who are buying houses out here because we can't afford to buy houses. It's like, I wanted to say to this guy, it's like, you think I want to fucking live in Werribee, man?
Yeah, like
You think I want to be walking around it like...
You're from inner city north.
Yeah, Bub, if you listen to this, please don't have a nervous breakdown. I love our house and it's fine.
You have a beautiful home.
But if I could live anywhere, it would be on fucking Canning Street in North Carlton.
Yeah.
Right? That's where I would want to live.
Yeah.
It's a 2-minute walk to Brunswick Street Oval. It's a 5-minute walk to Brunswick Street. It'd be a 10-minute walk to work. You know what I mean? Coburg and Brunswick's over there. All the places that I love are right there. That's where I would live.
Yeah.
Right? I wouldn't live in Werribee. So, like, we're all miserable, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, capitalism makes us all unhappy. It's not my dog pissing on the lawn. That is public property, by the way.
Yeah.
If you're watching or listening to this, Victoria Police or this guy, you know, like the dog can go wherever he wants. The thing that I hate about that story and what will happen in my life is that those people win because I'll never walk down that street ever again.
Yeah.
Because of this interaction, like, and whatever, like you just go to the next street down and walk Jim. But it's
like you've had a routine with Jim for a year. 52 times you've done it.
But it's also that justice sensitivity thing.
Yes.
Where it's like, this is not fair. And it's such a tiny thing and 99 people out of 100 wouldn't care. But that autism, the justice thing with the autism, because you're told, well, these are the rules. And then you realize that the vast majority of people don't play by the rules. They don't even pay them really any attention whatsoever.
I really struggle with it. I do I am aware of how long this episode is already. So I really want to go on at length about something that like to do with that. So we're going to come back to it.
We can talk about it on the next episode.
Yeah, we're going to circle back to it in the next episode to talk about justice sensitivity and everyone's favorite game, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes.
I made some very good connections in my head last night and I want to talk about them at length. So tune in for the next episode, but continue your story.
No. I was going to say that's all it is. It's just like, and I suppose the reason why I keep coming around to that point is the meltdown, the reaction is not cool. There was a time in my life where I'd be like, yeah, and then I fucking did this. It's not cool. That side of masculinity, I fucking hate. There's too much of it. Having said that, the justice part of it, of like, well, why does this guy just get to barrel out of his house and determine who does and doesn't walk down a fucking street that is paid for by the public? It's not your street, man. Like, you didn't pay for it.
It belongs to everyone.
I'll never be able to let that go. Every time I walk down a different street with Jim, I will never be able to let go of the fact that this guy has won. You know, and that's the problem of autism is that like you end up spending so much time thinking about this stuff when I should be writing my book. I should be writing a novel. I should be editing video for this podcast. I should be editing audio for this podcast. But instead, I'm sitting, fuming, scrolling through TikTok, being like, fucking.
What you need to do is think about the like bigger parts of it, right? So like that awareness that he hates New Werribee, you're part of New Werribee, but New Werribee has also brought in like this huge amount of multiculturalism into the area.
I think
and it's made, I mean, it's a problem for these
guys.
Yeah,
not
100%. It's a problem for these guys. They don't like that it's happened, but it's made the community so much bigger and brighter. And it's like opened so many new like restaurants and like so many new businesses.
You've got new train stations, you've got new roads, you've got the Watton Street's been completely redeveloped, which is the main street in Werribee. The plaza's been redeveloped. Like all this stuff has happened.
It's brought in all this.
People don't see it that way.
They don't. But you have the capability to walk away from the moment. Like maybe not in the moment. I'm never going to say that like, well, Damo, take a breath and walk away. No, because you need to process that how you need to process it. But being able to walk away after the fact and be like, well, he hates me because I'm New Werribee, but New Werribee's fucking sick. Like it actually does make Werribee a nicer place to be. And you've got like new suburbs like Mamburan. It's a place that doesn't exist, but it's real, you know, that are coming up out of nowhere with like small family businesses that are really fantastic to be able to get out and enjoy them. So you got to remember you're part of a good change actually. He's a dickhead.
Yeah. I know that he's a dickhead. But it's I suppose the reason why I'm pinpointing on this is for people with autism, especially if you've just got a diagnosis. It is normal to not be able to let go of something that might seem quite small to everybody else, but it's a huge injustice to you. And listen, you probably are correct in a black and white way of like you've been told these are the rules and someone's breaking those rules, so you're melting down over that. You're probably correct. 99% of the time you're correct. It's, I suppose, the challenge for us as autistic people is the reaction to it. And that's where masking comes in, and that's why you get exhausted. So to circle right back to the beginning of the episode, the idea of the anxiety that comes with unmasking even just a little bit is still a huge deal for me, and something I feel like we're going to end up, and you know, will be for you as well, and whoever else comes on the podcast. I'll be interested to talk to them about it as well. Of like, even just opening the door a little bit to my friends the other night was so terrifying, and I didn't do it. I just didn't do it. I just couldn't. Yeah, you know? I think somehow all of that's related, right?
Yeah, no, it definitely
that might be the most coherent episode we've done on the podcast, which is saying something. All right, let's finish this one up here, and then
we'll take
talk on the next episode.
Yeah, we'll see you on the next one. Well, I mean, see us and hear us.
Yeah.
Do you
like no,
Damo? No,
I always forget the still.
Do you still like us?
Initially, it was "Do you like us?"
It was, yeah, and then at some point, it got a still in it.
Yeah,
I like the still.
All right.
So we'll speak to you next time on Do You Still Like Us?